Hey Lancers, this is Mrs. Robinson in the library, and today I'm going to walk you through how to use the databases for your senior research project, how to cite your sources, save your sources, and just kind of a general overview of our databases. So to start off with, you're going to need to go ahead and open a web browser. And then to find the Shawnee Mission East library page, the best way to go about finding it is just to Google Shawnee Mission East and go to that page. And then up under academics is where you will find library. So right here under academics, here's library. So once you get to this main page, recommend you bookmark it. So click on the little star up here. I already have it bookmarked. You're going to go back to this a lot while you're doing your senior research. So go ahead and bookmark that page. All right, so on this page up here across the top, these dark blue tabs, this one that says using Noodle Tools. This is a bunch of different PDFs I've put on here to help you with anything Noodle Tools wise. So if you're absent and need to know how to create your account or create your project, your first citations, creating note cards, if you're doing in-text citations, these will be very helpful to you. They walk you exactly through what to do, so you should have no problem accomplishing those tasks there. If I go back to the home page, this right here is the database page that we're going to look at here in a minute, and then this Noodle Tools tab will actually take you to that website. So before you start your research, you're going to want to open your Noodle Tools project. So we're going to go ahead and click here, and that will take you into Noodle Tools. So you're going to log in. Before you start researching, you should have your project created. So right up here at the top, this is my senior paper project. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. All right. Leave that just like that. I'm going to come back here, back to the library page. So I have it bookmarked right there, so I can click right on it. Oops, that's not it though. That's my admin page. Let me try that again. Okay, so now I'm going to go to databases. So this page has all the databases that you can use for research. This is not the only ones you can use. So if you go to Johnson County Community College or you're a student at another university, you're welcome to use any of their databases as well. What I've done is I've classified them under standard, and then here's AP. So depending on which class you're in, here's the AP databases, here's standard. You're welcome to use any of these. So you can use science, social studies, depending on what you're researching. This up here is a PDF of all the passwords. So while you're at school, you should be able to access them without passwords. Sometimes weird things happen and you need them. So you'll notice here it says, to view this, you're going to type in our mascot all lowercase. So if I click on there, it's going to ask me for our mascot in all lowercase. So it's Lancers, all lowercase. And there is the passwords. I would recommend take a picture of it with your phone, click on the little download, save it to your MacBook, so then you just have it all the time. All right, so let's go back here. I'm going to go to standard. These are the ones I recommend you start with. Explora and Academic Search Premier are great ones to just do your general beginning research. So before you research, if you were gone when we talked about Boolean operators, make sure you go back to that database page. I'm going to put that video on there to kind of explains Boolean operators, which will help you with your research. So make sure you watch that. All right, so I'm going to go to Explora. This is provided by the state, so it's going to take you to the state website, and then you're going to have to come down here and click on Explora again. So just double clicks. All right, so this is the state database called Explora. So up here at the top, this is where you're going to search. So I am going to research COVID in schools because that's a hot topic. So I'm going to type in COVID, and I'm going to type in the word and, all in uppercase letters because it's a Boolean term, and then I'm going to type in schools because I want to find out information about COVID and schools, not just COVID, because that would be way big. All right, so it is searched, and anything that contains the words COVID and schools in the articles, this is what they found. So up here at the top, you will see 69,186 results, which is a lot. So 3 things you can do to really limit that right off the bat. First of all, make sure it says full text. So that will give you the whole article. We want to look at academic journals to begin, so I can check mark that. That's going to bring it way down. So now I have 6,400. And then the other thing you can do is you can look at the publication date. So this is going to be important if you're researching something that's really timely, something current. So I want things about COVID in schools just within the past year. So I'm going to change this to 2021, 2022. Because things have really changed with COVID in schools. Okay, so now I've got 3,500. So that has really helped me a lot. So now I can start looking at my results. The blue is the title of the article. Then you'll have the author. It'll tell you where it came from, a brief summary, and then these are subject headings. So just some other words that have been in there. So if you kind of go through here and look at them and find one that you're interested in. So I'm going to look at this one called The Psychological Impact of the COVID-19 Pandemic on High Schools. So I'm going to click on that title. Now, two things might happen when I click on that title. One, the article might open up, which in this case it did. Sometimes it'll just be an abstract. So remember, an abstract is just a brief summary. So if you're just seeing the abstract here, you need to come over here and click on the PDF full text, or it might say HTML full text, and that's going to open up the whole article. All right, so this is that article. So I can skim through here and look at it. If I decide it is something that I want to keep, over here on the right is where I can save the article. All of the databases we have at school will save to Drive. You can email it to yourself. You can download it to your laptop. So you need to figure out a way to save your articles and keep them all together because it's going to be really important. So I am a Google Drive user, so I like to do that. So I'm going to click on Google Drive. If you have more than one Google Drive account like I do, it's going to ask you which one. So I'm going to check my school one here. Now, this is not the first time I've saved to Google Drive. If it was the first time, you're going to have to give it permission to. But since I've used it before, it automatically saved it. So I can say, okay. So my article is saved. Now, the second thing I want to do before I move on is I want to cite it in Noodle Tools. So over here on the right, if you hover over these little icons, the titles will appear. But this little yellow one right here is the cite one. So I'm going to click on cite. And then this one here, all of these, I shouldn't say all, almost all databases will export to Noodle Tools. So on this one, I'm going to click on Export to Bibliographic Management Software. I'm going to click on that. We're using Noodle Tools, so I'm going to export to Noodle Tools, and I'm going to say Save. So this is going to open up your Noodle Tools page, which we've already had opened up here. It's telling you, okay, here is your MLA citation, and it wants you to look at it. So I'm looking at it. I'm going to make sure there's no capitalization errors. Sometimes they squish the words together, so we're just checking it. If it looks good, great. If it doesn't, you can make your changes. And then right down here, I make sure I have my paper selected. So if you have multiple projects, make sure you're using your paper. And I click on Import References. This green bar should appear that tells you that that reference is in there, and you're good. So I can go back here to my article. I can go back to my results list, and I can start looking at some different other articles as well. All right, so that's Explora. The other one on here, Academic Search Premier, runs very similar to Explora. You might get a lot of the same results, actually. So you can open that up and type in your search terms. Now, the State of Kansas library website sometimes is a little slow. As you can see from right here, it's kind of lagging. So you can exit out, come back and click on it again, and keep trying to get it to open up. Some days it's faster than others. Okay. So this is Academic Search Premier. I'm going to type in COVID and schools. Click search. So this is going to look very, very similar to Explora. You can see over here's my full text. Over here's my academic journals. I'm going to change it to 2021. And I have 2,000 results. So again, I can kind of come through here. I could click on my title. Okay, this one's a great example. It's the abstract. The article is not there. So I have to come over here and click on PDF full text to see that article. Okay, the saving to drive is over here. The citing is here, exact same way to cite. So make sure save articles, cite articles. Most important thing to do as you're researching before you start taking your notes and summarizing. So that's a brief introduction to just those two databases. All the other ones run very similarly. Buttons are in a little different location. But make sure to stop by the library if you have any questions. I'm happy to help you. Email me. I'll help you with search terms, anything I can do to help you get your senior research done. Thanks, guys.